press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello all, how are you? I hope that all are doing good. So today I am here with you with the new lesson. The name of the lesson is The Making of a Scientist. So this lesson was, the story was written by, actually it is not a story, it's a life biography of a scientist called Richard Ebright, okay? And this one was written by Robert W. Peterson, okay? And here about the writer here. The writer, which he was born in the year 1925 in United States of America. He was an American newspaper writer, okay? And here are some of the only few works I got it here. So these are the works of Robert W. Peterson, that is Cages to Jump, Shorts, Pigskin, then Only the Blue Was White, okay? So this is about the works of Robert W. Peterson. So now let's come to the lesson of today's class. So here the lesson is about a person called Richard Ebright. Okay, so here in this lesson we come to know about when he was a child. So when he was a child, what kind of qualities he had and how he made himself so one of the scientists. Okay, he has dedicated all his work towards hard work, his ambition, his achievement. Okay, so in this lesson we are going to understand that qualities what Richard Ebright was had when he was a child, and till then he was continuing. So when it was till then he was not become a great scientist, that qualities were continued. Okay, so this one we are going to understand today's lesson. Okay, so here is about a scientist called Richard Ebright. Here let's see the background of a that is scientist. Okay, Richard Ebright has received the Searle Scholar Award and the Serge Plough Award for Biochemistry and Molecular Biology. It was his fascination for butterflies that opened the world of science to him. Okay, so here Richard Ebright he has honored with some of the awards. So what are the awards are? That is Searle Award and then Serge Plough Award for Chemistry, Biochemistry and Molecular Biology. Okay, so that is the branch. So biochemistry, here I am going to tell you about what is biochemistry. The chemical characteristics of a particular living organisms. Okay, biochemistry means the chemical characteristics. There it is going to study about a chemical, chemical qualities of a living organisms. Okay, that is called as a biochemistry. So it is one of the branch of a science. Okay, so when you are going to further studies, when you are past your graduation and all, so there you can choose this as one of the branch of a science. Okay, then molecular biology. What is this molecular biology? So molecular biology, it means the branch of a biology. So it is also one of the branch of biology. So that deals with the structure and function of a macromolecules. Okay, so it is one of the study of a biology, so which it is going to study about the functions and characteristics of a microorganisms. Okay, so this is about the term called biochemistry and also molecular biology. I hope that you have understood these two terms. Okay, now let's see about the person. Okay, that is, it was his fascination for butterflies that opened the world of science to him. Okay, so Richard Ebright, when he was a small child, so he was attracted towards the butterflies. So that butterflies, it was attracted to him, that makes him to become a scientist. Okay, I hope that you are understanding this line, that he was attracted towards the butterflies. So what the reason was to become a scientist? Because of the butterflies, he was attracted to that, and later he became a scientist in particular field. Okay, so that is the thing. So that gives an inspiration. So butterflies, because he was attracted too much towards the butterflies, and that gives one of the inspiration, one of the motivation for him to become such a great scientist. Okay, so let's see here. So in this lesson what you are going to learn today is how did a book become a turning point in Richard Ebright's life. So in Richard's Albright life, so there is a book, so that changes his life. Okay, let's see what is that kind of a book and how did his mother help him. So in this lesson we are going to learn about Richard Albright's mother. She has also helped him to fulfill his curiosity. Okay, so let's hear. And she wanted to make him to be more learning. So always she is giving some of the different tasks, and she is making her child to be involved in some of the things which he learns, okay, with his interest. Let's see about the two things here. Okay, and not only two things, you are going to learn more about this kind of a child, how he was when he was a child. Okay. At the age of 22, a former Scout of the Year excited the scientific world with a new theory on how cells work. Richard H. Albright and his college roommate explained the theory in an article in the Proceedings of a National Academy of Science. Okay, so when he was at the age of 22, so he was called as one of the Scout of the Year. He was nominated as a Scout of the Year because he was excited towards the scientific world with the new theory on how cells work. Okay, so he has discovered a new theory called how cells works. So based on that, he got himself, okay, that is called as a Scout of the Year. So at the age of 22, so he was discovered it. Then Richard H. Albright and his college roommate explained the theory. So even the Richard Albright and also the college roommates, which they are living in the same room. Okay, they are sharing the room. Okay, so either in a hostel or anywhere. Okay, so there they both works together. The roommates and Richard Albright, they were work and they have put the theory of that is cells, the cells were working. And here an article in the Proceeding of the National Science of Academy. Okay, Academy of Science. So they had proceeding. So proceeding, they have submitted this article based theory. Okay, so they were forwarded to the one of the academy called National Academy of Science. Okay, let's hear. It was the first time this important scientific journal had ever published the work of college students. Okay, so it is the first time that any of the college students have never done this kind of a work what they had done. Okay, so it was the first time that the college students have developed a theory and they had made it in a journal. Okay, they had made a journal. So journal means it's a kind of a magazine. Okay, it's a kind of a magazine with particular subject. Okay, so on particular subject they have written something about, that is called journal, and it was the first time that the college students did this. Okay, and this was, and now in sports that would be like making the big leagues at the age of 15 and hitting a home run your first time at bat. Okay, so here writer used to say, here he used to compare with the achievements of a college students. It is comparing with the baseball. Okay, you know, this is a kind of a game. Baseball is a kind of a game, like how the cricket is famous in India, like baseball is also famous in America. So it is also kind of a game. So there here the writer explaining and he is comparing to that. So when a boy, okay, the boy was the age of 15 and he, with the first attempt, he was hit a home run. Okay, so when he was hit a home run, how it was, how he was feeling. Okay, how he was felt it. So like that, they are also having the same feeling. Okay, so this is the thing. For Richard Albright, it was the first in a long string of achievements in science and other fields, and it all started with the butterflies. Okay, so Richard Albright, so it was one of the first step for his achievements in science, and what he make the curiosity because of the butterflies, because he has a fascinating and he was attracted too much about butterflies, so that makes a scientist, and it was a first step what he has done, what the theory he has developed, the theory of how the cells work. So it was a first step of towards the achievements in science. Okay, so this is the thing. Next is, an only child, Ebrard grew up north of Reading, Pennsylvania. There wasn't much I could do there. He said, I certainly couldn't play football or baseball with a team of one, but there was one thing I could do, collect things. Okay, so here in this paragraph, when he was a child, okay, what we see here, that when he was a child, so he was in a Reading. Reading means it is a place which is in Pennsylvania. Okay, so it is in northern part of America. Okay, north. It is situated in north of America. So which is called north of America, which is in Pennsylvania. Okay, so there it is, the place called Reading. So he was living alone there. Alone means he couldn't have any friends. So that's why he was living alone with no friends. And there, so what he was did there wasn't much I could do there. And he said, I certainly couldn't play football or baseball with a team of one. Okay, because he couldn't have much friends there. So that's why he was living alone without his friends. So he can't play a game called baseball or a football by alone himself. Okay, so that's why only one thing is remaining is collect the things. Okay, this is the thing. And now, so he did, and did he ever? So he did that. So he was collected it. And beginning in kindergarten, Ebrard collected butterflies with the same determination that has marked all his activities. So when he was a kindergarten, when he was a KG school, when he was studying in KG, very low, it is it's kind of a nursery. Okay, after nursery, then next is what called pre-primary, okay, then primary and all. So kindergarten is also one of the stage of a learning. Okay, there. And now Ebrard collected butterflies with the same determination. So when he was a KG, so there he was collected. So in that at a very young age, he was having the curiosity to collect the butterflies also. Okay, and that one, and with the same determination. So he was having a lot of curiosity. Okay, and his intention is also the same, to collect it, and he was never lose the what called interest here. That has marked all his activity. He also collected rocks, fossils and coins. He became an eager astronomer to sometimes stargazing all night. Okay, so not only collected butterflies but also some of the fossils and then rocks and also coins. So these are the habits of the Richard Ebrard. What are the habits of him? So that is rocks, collecting rocks, then fossils and also coins and also butterflies. Then he became an eager astronomer, and also along with that he became one of the eager astronomer. So why? Because so holding a telescope, he just watching into the sky and he was observing stars and all. Okay, so because of that he has developed all these qualities from very young age. So now you can understand that the boy which is very small, okay, so at that age, so when they are in a KG, the kindergarten school, so you know what are their ages are? So the age are maybe the 3 or 4 years. Okay, so 3 or 4 years he was having interested towards the collecting coins, collecting fossils. I will tell you what is this fossils, meaning of the fossil is here. Here dead remains of the plants or animals, that is called fossils. So he is having that habits to collect the fossils, then coins, and then collecting butterflies and also rocks. Okay, so this is. From the first, he had a driving curiosity along with a bright mind. Okay, from the first means from the beginning only. So when he was a kindergarten, from the beginning itself, he had a curiosity. Okay, driving means the motivation. He had a motivation towards the curiosity and to learn something. Okay, so that is called as a bright mind. And he is also had a mother who encouraged his interest in learning. So along with his curiosity and also bright mind, his mother also helping him to learn more and more about science, about other things. Okay, she took him on trips. So what are the activities his mother used to do here? That is, she is taking 2 trips and then bought him telescopes, then microscopes, cameras, mounting materials and other equipment, and helped him in many other ways. Okay, she used to purchase some of the things like cameras, then microscopes, then telescopes, then mounting materials. Mounting material means the standing. Okay, so where we can call as a tripod and all. So there he used to keep the microscopes and telescopes. He can watch it and he can do his work. Okay, so because of he had a curiosity quality and he had a great mind. So along with that, his mother is also helping him to learn the new things. Okay, so this is the one of the motivational paragraph about Ebright. So this is the motivation activities. Okay, then I was his only companion until he started school, the mother said. Here the mother is giving a statement. Okay, so what it is, that she is the only companion, she is the only friend of Richard Ebright. Okay, and after that I would bring home friends for him, but at night we just did things together. So after that she used to call his friends at home, and after that at night they both were having a conversation. Okay, things together, whatever they will do together. Okay, they will do together. Then Richie was my whole life after his father died when Richie was in 3rd grade. Okay, so here the Richie's father, he was died. So when he was in a 3rd grade, means a 3rd standard, so he was his father was died. So then Richie, now the mother of Richard Ebright, he used to call the nickname called Richie. Okay, then this is the statement of mother. She and her son spent almost every evening at the dining room table. If he didn't have things to do, I found work for him, not physical work but learning things. His mother said he liked it, he wanted to learn. Okay, so when here mother again she is giving a statement here that so whenever his mother and the Richard, when they don't have any kind of work, so what they are doing, so mother always asking him to give some other work, some other learning activity, not a kind of physical activity. Physical activity means cleaning utensils or clean the room, okay, and make it tidy, and then bring something and all physical work. She is not giving any physical work. She is giving her the most beautiful thing which he learns it, and whichever the work she is giving, he should learn from that. Okay, then and his mother, he liked it and he wanted to learn. So whatever Richie Ebright mother was giving him, so he was interested and he is learning too. Okay, and learn he did. He earned top grades in school on everyday things. He was just like every other kid, his mother said. So he was doing top in the school. Okay, so he was one of the first grade school in his marks. Okay, he was, because he was a brilliant student, it is easy to secure a marks. So then, but although he is a normal kid, okay, he was a normal child, said by the mother. By the time he was in the 2nd grade, Ebright had collected all 25 species of butterflies found around his hometown. Okay, so when he was a 2nd grade, see, when he was in 2nd grade, almost he was a 7 years of age. Okay, so when he was a 7 years of age, means in 2nd grade, so he had developed some other kind of curiosity. So what it is, Ebright had collected 25 species of butterflies, 25 different species of butterflies he had collected information about the butterflies. Okay, and found around his hometown, so which is nearby his home and which is nearby the city, so which are the butterflies he used to catch it. So that kind of a species he had collected. Okay, so here in the column Here it has given the different species and subspecies of butterflies collected in 6 weeks in Reading, Pennsylvania. Okay, so this is the work of the Richard Ebright. So see how much he has done. So even though he was a very young child, so at that age he had a lot of curiosity to learn new things. Okay, so he has collected the different species, that is 25 species of butterflies. So let's move to the next paragraph. That probably would have been the end of my butterfly collecting, he said. But then my mother got me a children's book called The Travels of Monarch X. That book, which told how monarch butterflies migrate to Central America, opened the world of science to the eager young collector. Okay, so here in this paragraph, what we come to know about is here, that is after collecting the butterflies. So his mother used to give a book called, the name of the book is The Travels of Monarch X. Okay, the name of the book is The Travels of Monarch X. Monarch X, so which is about monarch butterflies. Okay, so there are giving information about the monarch butterflies. That book which told how monarch butterflies migrate to Central America. So in that book it tells about how the monarch butterflies, it is migrated to Central America and opened the world of science to the eager young collector. So almost he was collecting the different 25 species of butterflies, and in that, so her mother, she was given the book called The Travels of Monarchs. So it is also one of the information about the monarch butterflies. Okay, so that book has opened the way for this boy. Okay, the eagerness. So it has developed the eagerness of this boy. Okay, so this is about this paragraph. Let's move to the next paragraph. At the end of the book, readers were invited to help study butterfly migration. So in that book, after the end of the pages, so there has written something. So what they have written? So they are invited to the readers to have a work with them. Okay, so what is the work? Invited to help study the butterfly migration. So study about the migration of butterflies, they are inviting to the interested people. So if they were interested, they can help them to study about the butterflies migration. Okay, migration means so the birds which moves from one place to another place. Okay, they were asked to tag butterflies for research by Dr. Frederick A. Urquhart of the University of Toronto, Canada. Ebrett's mother wrote to Dr. Urquhart as soon Ebright was attaching light adhesive tags to the wings of monarchs, and anyone who found a tagged butterfly was asked to send the tag to Dr. Urquhart. Excuse me. So here at the end of the book, they are invited to the readers, if they can have an interest, so they can help them to study about the migration of the birds. Okay, so then what happened here? Here here is the here one of the professor of the university. So he was written University of Toronto, which is in Canada. Okay, so the Dr. Frederick A. Urquhart. So he was the main work of the person who is working about the migration, who is studying about the migration of the butterfly. Okay, so there he asked to tag the butterflies. Tag means they used to paste, means stick something which is label. Okay, they have to label it. That is called as a tag. Okay, stickers. Okay, that is called stickers. So that one, and now Ebrett's mother wrote to the Dr. Urquhart. So she wrote a letter to the Dr. Urquhart that soon Ebright was attaching light adhesive tags to the wings of monarchs. So she wrote a letter about the Ebright, that is Richard Ebright. He used to go there and he will do the work which is tags on the butterflies of monarchs. Okay. Anyone who found a tagged butterfly was asked to send the tag to Dr. Huggard. If any person was got that butterflies which is tagged one, that is was stickers butterfly, they can send that butterflies to the Dr. Huggard. Okay, this is the butterfly collecting season around reading last 6 weeks in late summer. Okay, so in the month of the summer season, which is the late summer season, so it takes the time of only 6 weeks. Okay, so within the 6 weeks they have to finish the work, which is the tagging of the butterflies wings. Okay, so this is about. If you are going to chase them one by one, you won't catch very many. So one by one catching means if they will go and catch the butterflies one by one, so it takes a lot of time and they will not got many butterflies. Okay, then so the next step for Ebright was to raise a flock of butterflies. Flock of butterflies, here underline the line, so it is one of the collective nouns. Okay, flock of butterflies, a group of butterflies. Okay, so now he understood if he can chase those butterflies, he could collect only a few butterflies. So then he thought that he can raise some of the flock of butterflies, a group of butterflies he can raise in his home. Okay, this is how would catch a female monarch, take her eggs, raise them in his basement through their life cycle. Okay, and from egg to caterpillar to pupa to adult butterfly. So the next step of Ebright is he was took the female monarch and it was laid eggs. So where it was that process he was taking place in the basement of his home. Okay, so there he was, and there he was studying about the life cycle of a butterfly. So first the butterfly it puts the eggs. Okay, then it lay eggs. It lay eggs, then to caterpillar, then to pupa, and then it is to form it as an adult. Okay, so that life cycle it comes in 4 stages. Okay, so when the butterfly lay eggs, so after that it takes a process of 4 steps. So that one he was studying very detailedly. Okay, then he would tag the butterfly's wings and let them go. So when it become a butterflies, he was put a stickers on the wings of the butterfly, and then he was let the butterflies to go. Okay, for several years his basement was home of thousands of monarchs in different stages of development. So under the basement of house, so it becomes for several years that basement becomes the home of thousands of butterflies. Okay, and where it is in a different stages he was studying about the butterflies. Okay, then here the number and kinds of the butterflies collected in 6 weeks. So here the Richard Ebright's where he was collected the kinds of butterflies in a 6 weeks. Okay, this is the things. Let's see about. Eventually I began to lose interest in tagging butterflies. It's tedious and there is not much feedback. Okay, eventually, so while the days are going by, so what happened, he lose the interest. Okay, by tagging butterflies he was lost the interest in that. Why? Because he are giving the reason also. It's tedious means tiring, it becomes a tiring job. Okay, then tiring job, and then there is not much feedback, means there is no information, there is no more information about the butterflies of monarchs. Ebright said, in all the time I did it, he laughed, only 2 butterflies I had tagged were recaptured. So whatever the tagged butterflies he was done, so only he could recaptured only 2. Okay, so that's why he was not collecting more information. Okay, so this is the thing, and they were not more than 75 miles from where I lived. Okay, so when he was labeled it, so he was leaving those butterflies to go. Okay, then that butterflies, it was nearby his home. Okay, so there he only could capture only 2 butterflies, which is the labeled butterflies were captured, and he was not collecting more information, so that work becomes very tiring for him. Okay, so this is the thing. Then in the 7th grade he got a hint of what real science is, where he entered the county science fair and lost. Okay, county means region. Okay, region. Then when he was a 7th grade, So see here, when he was a kindergarten, so the activities and the curiosity, it is continuing till 7th also. Okay, so you just have to understand how this curiosity, the characters, whatever he has adopted, everything it was continuing. Okay, it was growing. So how he was growing, so that all the qualities also growing along with the Ebright. Okay. Then in the 7th grade, when he was in 7th grade, he got a hint of what real science and what he was entered the science fair and lost. So he was participated in one of the science fair. So there he was understood the what is the failure. Okay. So there he was understood the what is the hint of the failure, that, and what is the real sciences. It was really a sad feeling to sit there and not getting anything while everybody else had owned something. So he was failed because he was lost the winners. Okay, he was not become a winners here. So everybody, they were attracted, they were enjoying their winning competitions, but actually he was sad. Okay, so then, and everybody was on and he was not, said Ebright. Ebright said it. His entry was slides of frog tissues which he showed under a microscope. So what the work he has done in the science exhibition, science fair, you can take. So here he was entry. So he was participated with the frog tissues. Okay, he just under the microscope, he just showing that the frog tissues. Okay, so frog tissues which be showed under the microscope. So where he was showing this one under the microscope, he just only presenting this much. Okay, then he realized the winners had tried to do real experiment, not simply make a neat display. So other winners, the winners who are won the prize, so they have done real experiment. Okay, but he only displaying it. So he made some frog tissue in a slide, then he put under the microscope and just he was displaying it. So then he understood that the science is actually not displaying, so it should be it should be a practical. Okay, with the experiment, with the proof. So then he has understood. Okay. Then already the competitive spirit that drives Richard Ebright was appearing. Now he made himself a competitive mind. So where he was understood that the science is one of the field that he has to prove something, okay, by practically. So then he was understood that the competitive spirit has developed here. I knew that for the next year's fair I would have to do a real experiment. So then he decided that, then he determined himself that next science exhibition or a fair, so he has to do with the good experiment. So like that he has to participate. He said, the subject I knew most about was the insect work I would been doing in the past several years. So he knows his subject. So in what subject he has to do the experiment. So what is the work of his subject is, that is insect work. Okay, so he has fascinating about butterflies. So there he has got one of the important subject here, that is the insects. Okay, that is the topic of his experiment. So where he was doing a lot of research on that, so he can continue to the next science exhibition. So he wrote to a Dr. Eucard for ideas, and back came a stack of a suggestion for experiment. Then he wrote a letter to Dr. Eucard. You know the Dr. Eucard. So he has helped to Dr. Eucard for about studying the monarch butterflies. So there he wrote a letter to the Dr. Eucard that he was some suggestion of him. Okay, suggestion for experiment. Then stack means suggestion, means pile. Then those kept Ebright busy all through high school and led to prize projects in county and international science fairs. Okay, so when he was in high school, he was totally busy. He was busy in doing his science work. He is busy in doing science projects, so which he wanted to become a participation in a science exhibition, international science fairs. For his 8th grade project, Ebrard tried to find the cause of a viral disease that kills nearly all monarch caterpillars every few years. Ebrard thought the disease might be carried by beetle. Okay, so when he was in 8th grade, so he took one of the project. What is the project here? Ebrard tried to find the cause. So he wanted to try to find the cause, the reason for a viral disease. Okay, it was a viral disease. It was a kind of viral disease. It gives where it kills nearly all monarchs caterpillars every few years. Every few years, that disease, that viral disease, it kills the monarch caterpillars. Okay, so he got the reason here. And Ebrard thought the disease might be carried by a beetle. So then Ebrard thought that this disease is because of the beetle. Beetle is a kind of a insect. Okay. Then he tried raising caterpillars in the presence of beetles. So then he thought that he is doing experiment now. Okay. So then he was thought that to raise the caterpillars, then keeping the beetles there, okay, together. So then he was observing here. I didn't get any real results, he said, but I went ahead and showed that I had tried the experiment, this time I won. Okay, so it is the subject of Ebrard. Okay, so there he was raising the caterpillars where he was kept the beetles there together. So there he was not get the result. Result means, so because of the beetle, the caterpillars are dying. Okay, so there it was, but actually this competition, it was won by Ebrard. Okay, so this is. Then the next year, his science fair project was testing the theory that viceroy butterflies copy monarchs. So the next science project he was took, that is the theory that the viceroy butterfly, they are copying the monarchs. So this is the subject of his project. So what is the subject of project? Subject of his project, that is viceroy butterfly, it is copying the monarch butterfly. So why it is? This is the subject of his topic. This is the subject of the for the science competition. The theory was that viceroys look like a monarchs because monarchs don't taste good to birds. Good to birds. Okay. So the theory, this theory, he is proving that the viceroys, this is, you can see in a picture. The picture is a monarch butterfly and the picture of viceroy butterfly, okay, where viceroy is capturing to the monarch. Why? Because it wanted to say take means I'll tell you here. Just a minute. This theory was the viceroy look like a monarch because monarch don't taste good to birds. Monarchs are not tasting. When birds are preying this butterflies, the monarchs are not a good taste. Viceroys are in a good taste. Okay, what the birds are having in their prey. Okay, having their food. Then viceroys on the other hand do taste good to birds. So in the other hand, these viceroy butterflies, so they are good taste to the birds when they were preying. Then so the more they look like monarchs, the less likely they are to become a bird's dinner. So they are copying the monarchs because they wanted to look like a monarchs, okay, because they wanted to save from this bird by eating by these birds. So that's why they should have to be take safest path. So that's why they will have to be copying these monarchs. Which one? That is viceroy birds. So this one is the subject of his competition in science exhibition. Okay. Ebrard's project was to see whether in fact birds would eat monarchs. Then when he was in a project, when he was studying detailed things about these butterflies, so then he was understand that even the monarchs is got eaten by the birds. Okay, he found that Sterling would not eat ordinary bird food. Okay, he found that a Sterling would not eat ordinary bird food. Sterling means a name of a bird. So it is a common European bird. Okay, is a good mimic. It is mimicking in a good manner. So that is called sterling. Would not eat ordinary bird food. So that one is not eating ordinary bird food, and it would eat all the monarchs it could get. Okay, ordinary butterflies it is not eating. Okay, which one? Sterling. It's a kind of a bird. So what they are eating as a food, that is the monarchs. How many monarchs butterflies they are getting? So they are eating all of them. Okay. Then Ebrard said later, research by the other people showed that Viceroy probably do the copy the monarchs. So while he was researching and he was doing it, while he was studying it, so then he was said that that birds are eating the viceroys, okay, and even the monarchs also, okay. And so that's why viceroys are copying to the monarchs. This project was placed first in the zoology division and third overall in the county science fair. So he was awarded, he was won this prize this time, and it is one of the branch of zoology. Okay, so there he was placed first. He was the first winner in the competition, and there he was third overall county science exhibition. So this is the today's class. I hope that you have understood today's lesson. You know that when he was a child, he was having a lot of qualities, okay, where his mother is also understood that curiosity on learning capabilities. So she put his child in all the zone, okay, so in all the field, whichever he likes it, he can do it, okay. So till then we have learned about, and now you got the name of the book. The name of the book is, that is the Travels of Monarch X, okay, X. And so how the Richard mother, she is helping him to learn new things, to explore him, okay. So this is about today's class. I hope that you all are understand this. Okay, so we will meet you in the next class. Till then, all of you stay at home, keep learning. Thank you.